Awesome. Active two streams. I didn't know we could do this. This is pretty cool. Me neither. So my name's Dustin. I'm with Ghost Media Entertainment.
My name is Zelda. I'm with Zelda's World of Music.
So we are combining this interview today because originally we were supposed to have our guest on for Zelda's World of Music today. And I believe last March we were supposed to have him on for his other band. So we're going to introduce him right now since we kind of did our little introduction. His name is Brad. How do you say your last name, Brad? Tbolt?
Tbolt. A little easier than it.
Tbolt.
Tbolt.
That's how I've been pronouncing it anyway. So we've got Brad Tbolt, and he is with Bringer of Light. That's going to be one of his bands that he's in. And then we also have Bradley Graybeard in the Awesome Sauce Band. We are super excited to talk about that one because that one is extra special. Is it being loud on Facebook? Let me check here.
While you're doing that, I'll just say hi to everyone, and I want to thank you for having me. I'm excited not only for both, but I like the idea that we're combining these together into one talk. And yeah, I think the Bradley Graybeard is pretty special. Kids are great. We got to treat them right, and that's basically came from my kids singing all the little kids songs that you hear on Coco Melon, and we didn't want to. My wife and I are wandering around work whistling Coco Melon, and we decided we need something that rocks out a little bit more, and that's how it was born.
Sorry, I'm sharing stuff here, but yeah, that's awesome. When you brought it up the first time, we did check it out, and we thought that was pretty cool because it's something that is. It's not, there's not a lot of, I don't know how to word this.
I don't remember looking it up.
Well, because you're a silly goose. But there's just not a lot of people who do music like that. And it's super cool.
Thanks. Yeah, we joke about, so I'm in probably 5 or so music projects at the moment, mostly metal and heavier stuff, but also some of this lighter stuff and directed towards kids. So we joke about, I've been in bands for 20-ish years, 25 years maybe. Geez, makes me feel old. But we've talked about, we've worked with some of the projects I've been. We've worked with, rather predominant producers and things like that. And we've just joked about, wouldn't it be funny if I were to actually break it big if it was this animated kids project? And I'm here for it if it happens, but definitely been something we've joked about at home.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm almost done being a silly goose here. Trying to figure out how to work Facebook. All right, there's that.
You don't know how to work Facebook?
Well,
Did Connor just call you?
no, it was our favorite gorilla, Caesar. But that was for something else. But anyways, with Bringer Light, can you kind of go deal on that?
You know what? Could you repeat that one time? I think we broke up a little bit there.
Yeah, my internet's being silly. Bringer of Light. Can you kind of go into detail how you started Bringer of Light and what that band entails?
Yeah. So going back, to my early days performing in live music, I primarily started out on guitar. I eventually made my way into vocals. And between those, either played guitar or fronted bands live for years. And I think metalcore was about as heavy as it got for bands that were like my project. And I always, going back to like the very early 2000s, I really enjoyed deathcore. And I think most iterations, right? Because it's changed, it's morphed over the last handful of years. Most iterations I've liked, but I really enjoy the very heavy stuff. And So for a lot of years, I thought, one day, eventually, I'm going to work my way into having a project in the deathcore vein. Meanwhile, probably, well, definitely my favorite band of all time, judge me, laugh at me, whatever, Fear Factory. I am just a huge Fear Factory fan. I think every time I go back to, what do I feel like listening to today? 9 out of 10 times it's Fear Factory. And then in recent years, Cattle Decapitation has become a favorite of mine. A friend of mine brought me to see them live in 2019, and I've been hooked since. I love their last 3 or 4 albums. The new one's very good. So anyway, I got to a point where my metalcore band years ago, like I'm talking 2012, 2013, I decided to disband. It was becoming a little too much like work, like, managing a team, for instance. And so I was like, I think I'm all set here. I will still play music with you guys. I just don't want to do all the booking, all the web design, all the media, practice was in my house. Like a chunk of my house was dedicated. I just said, I don't really want to do all of that anymore. Just want to have fun with it. So a few of those guys were in a death metal band, and they just basically said, hey, would you do vocals on a song or two? And can you sound like Chuck from Death? And at that time, I wasn't really into like super death metal stuff, but I thought, yeah, let me give it a shot. Turned out I could do that pretty well. So they wanted me on the whole album. And I think we've released another album or another 2 EPs or something since. That band is called Alphaeus. We're on a brief hiatus right now, but that kind of got me into like the vocal realm. Like, okay, wait a minute. If I do this deathcore project I want to do, I can also do vocals on that. So fast forward a handful of years, I had some riffs stocked up and some songs. And there was a cover song that I really wanted to give a shot. And I thought deathcore is the way to go. So I took an electronic track from the artist Mr. Kitty out of Austin, Texas. Don't know if you've ever heard of him, but you probably recognize some of his music. Really good electronic stuff, very moody. And he had this song called From Liquid, and it's just so catchy. So I thought, let me take it to the opposite end of the spectrum, make it deathcore, make it heavy, but still really catchy, really groovy, and just a little bit of melodic vocals here and there, but overarchingly very heavy on the vocal end as well. And at that time, I didn't really want to do vocals just yet, because that's what I've done in most bands for the last several years. So I recruited a buddy. His name is Mike O.B. I think he's currently in a Texas band called Texas Murder Crew. So he's gotten pretty busy, and we don't work together as often anymore, but he did vocals on the first track, and I just thought, let's put this out, and if people like it, cool. We enjoyed it. We had fun with it. So released an EP after that, and then another cover song. What Does the Fox Say? It's ridiculously catchy. So we just decided, let's take this goofy song and make it metalcore, and that worked out pretty well. And then recently, maybe a little over a year ago, I had basically a full album ready to go. Just needed vocals, and my buddy Mike was a little busy with his band that he's in now, so I wasn't really having much luck getting other folks involved. I really wanted other people to do the vocals, and so I thought, you know what? Let me release half of this album as an EP, and I'll just do the vocals. Like, I've been sitting on it too long, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I think I'll keep playing with that, bringing people in to do guest vocals and then doing some of them on my own. But that's where I am right now. I'm actually working on the lyrical content for the second half of that. I released Anthology 1 a few months ago, and before the end of the year, I'd like to release the second half of those tracks. But anyway, that's like a high level overview of like, where did it come from? How did we get here? Right now, it's pretty much just me, and I have other folks come in and help with different parts like drums or vocals.
That's awesome. Now, on your page, I don't remember if it was on your personal or if it was on the Bringer of Light page. Was Mike the one that you went and saw Static X with?
No, actually, my wife and I went to go see Static X. Mike may have been there, but we didn't catch up with each other. But I think for years and years, if you were to ask my wife who is your favorite band, it would be Static X. They're definitely in my top 3, top 5. And if you ask me who my favorite band was, it would be Fear Factory. So we got to go see them both. We got to meet and shake hands, and It was very fun. I think I probably shared that on all of the pages, my personal, the
Right.
band page.
Well, I was trying to remember. I remember because I was on all the different pages today, just kind of trying to get an idea of where we wanted to go with the interview and stuff like that. And that was one of the pictures that sticks out in my brain now. Like I said, we got kind of busy with dinner, and usually I do a little bit more research as we're eating or right before. But again, I apologize. I've been kind of dropping the ball here lately, but that was one of the pictures that stood out. Was you guys went and saw Static X, and you had the guy in the mask or something.
Yeah.
That's a
Not
picture I
Edsel,
remember.
not Edsel Dope, right? Not
Yeah.
Edsel in the mask. Definitely not Edsel Dope. Yeah, that was fun. So we had an interesting experience with Static X. They sold this VIP package, and it went on sale in like August of 2021 because the tour was pushed off for quite a while. And I had just taken a new job, and I was like, you know what? They only sell 2 of these VIP packages. You get the guitar, and you get to meet them backstage, and you're supposed to be able to sit side stage and watch the band like from right next to them. And I
Right.
thought, that's like a once in a lifetime thing when you're talking about your favorite bands. So we splurged and we bought it. And then of course the tour kept getting delayed. One thing that kind of sucked while we were at the show, my wife is very pregnant. And we went to go do the backstage side stage thing, and they kind of rushed us out afterwards and put us like basically at the very front of the pit. Like, we can't do side stage at this venue, but you can watch from here. And we were like, no, we can't do that. Like,
Nope.
That's not cool. And I felt bad because it's bands don't make much money on the road. I felt kind of bad. I'm like, well, we paid a lot of money for this. I raised hell a little bit, but mostly it was just because she was pregnant and like we couldn't be in the situation. So they moved us elsewhere, and the band really did the right thing, man. I guess there was a lot of people across the country that had a similar. They didn't like it. So the band actually refunded a chunk of the tickets for the VIP package, and each location, like each venue, had its own poster, and they all signed it. And I just got notice today that they're sending me one of those. Like, if you bought it at the show, it would have been $100, but as a way to say like, hey, thank you and we're sorry, I guess they're sending that out too. So the band, I was talking to my wife about it today, and she's like, wow, they really made that right. Like, that's very cool.
Yeah. That is really cool. Yeah, everything that I've heard from about Static X is just phenomenal. All the way back to Wayne's days, they were just all about their fans, and I absolutely love that.
Same here.
Make sure they take care of their people.
Same here, man. On that same tour, Dino from Fear Factory, he's like the founding member, the only original one that's left.
Yeah.
I watched an interview of his the other day. It kind of took me back to that show, which was only a couple months ago. But he said, normally they do like a VIP package and a meet and greet. And he's like, you know what, this time I'm just going to go sit at the merch table after the show. And so every show he's just out there at the merch table for hundreds of people and just chatting and, BSing with people and taking the pictures and signing the stuff. Dino actually helped me get one of his signature guitars. They were completely sold out across the world. And I really, really, really wanted one in particular, and he didn't have it. He offered to sell me his purple version of the guitar I wanted out of his own collection. But they have this blood red camo. It's beautiful. That's the one I wanted. And he helped me track one down. We got one out of Australia. So when I went to the show, I actually brought it to him to sign. And I was like, I told you I'd find a way to get this in the venue. So we had a cool little chat about that. But he, super cool. That whole experience was just really great. Being able to meet them and shake hands, both bands, get the autographs, get some, just commentary. It's really good when bands do that. And I love seeing that they're doing that.
Yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I got to personally experience doing some backstage with Papa Roach. I know, I bring it up all the time.
That's cool. When was this?
This was in 2019.
Okay.
So Papa Roach, Shine Down, Asking Alexandria, and then another band, I don't remember who it was. Long story short, we met a guy that cooks for Papa Roach. Anytime they're in Michigan, he cooks their food, and all that good stuff. Well, he gave us backstage passes. She just happened to be with her mom that day, and her mom wouldn't allow her to come.
I was wondering what that grumpy face is all about. Now
Yep.
it's me. For a minute, I thought, is it time for a mask or wig change? No, that wasn't it. It was the Papa Roach story. Okay.
Yeah, but sorry, I keep getting phone calls. Nope, we're not answering it because we're in an
If it's a
interview.
telemarketer, we could have some fun with him. Like that might be a little bit of fun.
No, it's so we have this guy that well, we have this gorilla. His name is Caesar. Caesar is an advocate for music. He is an advocate for firefighters and first responders. And his handler, his name's Matt. His handler is very involved with Ghost Media Entertainment as far as communication and trying to get us connected in different ways to venues and
like go to different like part of your job.
what? Anyways, I made a post on Facebook that we were looking for some cheap meals, just because money's tight, and now he's wanting to help us out. So he's kind of blowing my phone up tonight.
Very cool.
Well, we with the move and everything like that, you know, our budget got stretched, and that's just where we're at.
Yeah.
We're in a meeting. We're in the middle of a meeting.
No, I'll call him when we're done. But yeah, so we're involved with a company called Neighbors United, and what they do. I mean, we haven't officially done any business yet, but we have stuff in the works. But Neighbors United is it's an organization that helps firefighters with cancer.
Nice.
So what they do is they walk. So they do fundraising throughout the year, and I don't remember what day the walk is on this year, but the owner of the organization, his name is Joseph Warren, and he walks pretty much from Detroit to Grand Rapids. It's about 140 miles.
Wow.
Yep. And this is all to spread awareness for firefighters with cancer. So typically what they can do is they sponsor firefighters who have cancer.
They look like they were sweating when they were walking.
Well, they do it. I believe they do it in like August or September. So it's hot. You know, it's still pretty hot. But what they do is it's basically $5,000 per firefighter that they're raising. So it's not a lot as far as helping with treatment and stuff like that, but it does help put food on the table. It does help with transportation costs. It does help take care of the family in some sort of way. And that is, that's super important.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
The number one leading cause of death in a firefighter is cancer. And that's going to be from breathing in any of the toxins, from, burning buildings or, not only the building burning, but all of the contents inside the building. It's very toxic. And even with the respirators and everything that they use, you can still get those toxins in. So that's who Caesar is.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just don't think I ever knew that.
I didn't until we connected with these guys, because I saw them doing their walk last year, and I reached out to Joseph. Yeah, we watched it. It took them, I think they do it in 4 days. 140 miles. They do it in 4 days.
And it's all on, they're walking or jogging the whole thing?
Yeah, they walk the whole thing.
Wow.
It's about 8 to 9 hours per day is what they walk. And Joseph wears full gear, full firefighter gear.
Really?
Yep. So he's constantly training all the time. So yeah, he wears the whole suit and everything, and yeah, it gets hot. So I saw them do this, and I reached out to Joseph and I said, hey, I would love to bring this to Missouri. He says, start planning it now, start fundraising. If we can get it done, we'll get it done. He said, there's no promises, but if you can lead this organization and help sponsor and do all of these things, we'll come down and walk with you. So I started reaching out to fire departments and planning routes and stuff like that. And, we have to be off of the highway. That was the main concern, because we have to be safe. And there is no road, because in Michigan, you have the Grand River that goes from Detroit all the way to Grand Rapids.
It's
And goes
the
through-
Native Americans
goes-
who
goes
first
through-
came to-
What?
I said it's like the Native Americans who first came to Missouri.
Yeah, like the Lewis and Clark Trail.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with the Lewis and Clark Trail and all the trails that go through Missouri, they need to be able to put vehicles there, and you can't have vehicles on those trails. So that was another obstacle, because there needs to be somebody there with water. There needs to be medical staff there. There needs to be,
Someone who helps them like,
oh,
eat or like.
yeah, give them food and make sure that they have everything they need in case of emergency.
It's a lot of logistics.
It is. It's a lot of work. I think they're going on year 4, because we were in Missouri. We're gonna,
Why didn't the people who have the food and all of that work with
because not everybody's trained to walk 140 miles nonstop. They stop at the end of in the evening,
firefighters?
go to bed. Well, not even firefighters are.
Seriously?
No, this is something that Joseph himself does to help spread awareness. I think there's only been 2 other people that have completed the whole walk or something like that.
Who else completed it?
What do they do?
Um,
They get in and go as far as they can, basically.
They go as far as they can. And then,
That's intense. That's a lot.
yeah,
And then they drive back.
but they've got cars in front, they've got cars in back. And you know how crazy people are on the road.
Mhm.
They stay off the highway. So sometimes there's not a median for them to walk on. So they have to walk on the side of the road or essentially in the road, because walking on the grass and in the gravel and stuff, it makes it a lot harder, and
Especially with
the police are notified, the fire stations are notified. So they're given a schedule so that they know when these guys are going to be in the area. So sometimes they get police escorts if needed. And it all depends on, it doesn't even depend on weather. I was going to say weather, because they walk in the rain, they walk in the snow, they walk in the sun, and they go. And this is all to spread awareness. So it's a super cool project. Caesar's getting me involved, but like I said, he's also involved in the music scene, and he's just, his handler, Matt, he's a genuine guy, and he loves everybody. And shout out to Caesar the Gorilla. I didn't mean to take over half your interview talking about
Hey, it
Neighbors
sounds
United,
like a worthwhile cause. And once you get rolling with that, when stuff comes up, I will be happy to share for awareness through all of my, my 17 different bands that I'm in. I'll share it from all of them.
That's awesome. Well, they do have one in Texas as well. I believe it starts in Denton, Texas, outside of Dallas, but I don't know where it's in.
That's right down the road from me. Like literally,
Yeah.
I live on the same highway.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
My sister lives in McKinney.
Yeah, your sister's just a few minutes
It's right
from
there.
me. Small world.
Yep.
Ask her-
I actually,
how's 380 traffic doing? And see what kind of laugh you get.
I want to see her too. We're actually supposed to be down there next month, but we're not going to be able to make it because money. But we had I had an uncle pass away. So
Sorry.
thank you. I didn't know him well, but
Your uncles
one of
or
my
our
uncles,
uncles?
yeah.
Our uncles.
yeah, you're a great uncle. So was my dad's brother. But because of money and stuff, we weren't super close, but I knew who he was. And we did meet when my other uncle passed away. We were closer then when we were in Missouri. It was only a 12-hour drive. Uncle Rick. I'll show you pictures. You'll remember who he is. But anyways, not to keep going into our life.
Hey, it's all good. We're just hanging out, getting to know each other. I
Yep.
have a question. Zelda, is it time for a wig yet? If you put one on one, I'll put one on. How about that?
Which one do you want? Do you want the clown or do you want Baby Bop? Well, you need to wear. Well, you need to wear that black thing on the ground because Bradley Graybeard and the Awesome Sauce.
All right, let me find mine. BRB.
We'll have to find some pirate gear. I don't know if we have any pirate hats. Well, while they're doing this, Zelda's still searching. Again, we just wanted to thank Brad for being on. So we've kind of got this split up, and I think we're about out of time for Ghost Media, and then we're going to turn the microphone over to Zelda here to do Zelda's World of Music. So Bringer of Light, and then the other handful of bands that Brad has, is kind of the Ghost Media side. What are you doing with that? Just get over it. It's a wreath. Bring it with you. Who cares? Come on. And then Bradley Graybeard. If you're just turning in, Bradley Graybeard and the Awesome Sauce Band is a kids. It's not a hat.
Anything can be a hat if you try hard.
Bradley Graybeard and the Awesome Sauce Band is a kids style metal band, and they do a lot of kids songs in the style of metal, and it's a very cool project. You're not wearing your wig though. You got to put your wig on.
I mean, if I'm gonna wear this super attractive wig, I need someone on the other end with a wig.
Well, she's wearing her pirate vest that she
I like
found.
it. Very nice. All right, now we can commence. Now I feel better about this. Thank you.
But yeah, so we'll ask one more Ghost Media question, and that's going to be you can ask that for Zelda's World. What is your favorite venue to play? I know you're based out of Texas. I know there's a lot of really cool venues in Texas, but I also don't know where you've traveled to either.
Yeah. So most of my live playing days were in the Central Florida area and like Southeast region. There was a venue there. They just sold and changed their name in the last 6 months. It's called Conduit now. But for years, it was called The Haven. So my very first live show, outside of like kid bands when I was younger, like my first live show as an adult was at The Haven. And then, oh, yes, there we go. Group effort here. I like it. So I think The Haven was like home for metal in Central Florida for a very long time. Is that the Triceratops from the Barney show? Is that what that is?
Yes, it is. This is baby.
Oh, I nailed it. So anyway, yeah, I think The Haven was home for many of us in the Florida metal scene for a long time. I don't think I've played a live show in Texas, but I've been much more active musically, just mostly from the studio. What I have done though is I've been to a ton of concerts. I love the music scene here, especially for the heavy stuff. Before COVID, like you couldn't find a month on the calendar that didn't have at least one or two really good shows coming through. And over the summer, like spring and summer, I mean, you're going to get maybe 4, 5, 6 a month that are just really good. If there was one venue that I would have loved to have played, there was a venue in the Dallas area called Gas Monkey Live.
Yes, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it was super cool. The venue was just a little too big. And in the location they were at, I think it was difficult for them to generate enough money, get enough people in the door for all of the shows. And Gas Monkey also owned, I think it was Gas Monkey Live. Yeah. They also own another venue a half mile away called Gas Monkey Bar and Grill, which was a bar and restaurant, but they had an outdoor stage that could house, many national bands. So they just started moving all of the bookings over there. So I hope to see that venue come back one day. It may have changed names or something, but Gas Monkey Live closed down a few years ago. That was a cool venue.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I've heard of it. But yeah, when you say Central Florida, where at in Central Florida are we talking?
Orlando. I bounced around the Orlando area quite a bit. I think we kind of tried to make concentric circles and hit different cities. But most of it was centered around Orlando.
And where were you born?
Florida.
Where at?
Mm,
She was born in Celebration at the new hospital.
Right. Yeah. Right around the corner. So I
Yep.
actually still have a home in Sanford, Florida. When we
Okay.
moved to Texas, similar to you, I ended up getting a new job and moved to Texas. And that was for my family. It was our starter home. It was our very first home. It was, I think it's like 65 years old. And we're actually selling it. It's going to go on the market soon. We decided time to let that one go.
Well, we lived in Point Siena. We were right in that weird region where we were considered Point Siena Village. We had a Kissimmee mailing address, but we had the Haines City zip code.
Yeah, you're in that one little pocket there,
That
right?
one little pocket, right by Lake Marion or Lake Hatchenhaw or something like that. It was
Yeah,
right
so
on the
I used
corner.
to live about 5 minutes from Lake Mary.
Okay, yeah. So that's more north.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
we lived there about 6 years.
nice.
But yeah. So you live where my sister is now. You lived where we used to live. Now you just got to get up here to Michigan for some reason.
You know, we have some family up in that general part of the country. I don't think I've ever met many of them, but we do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. If you want to go ahead and explain to Zelda a little more detail about Bradley Graybeard.
Sure.
So she has an idea and then she'll kick off her questions.
All right. So now I have to get serious, right? Now the interview gets tough. You're going to grill me. Yeah.
sure.
All right. Try not to be too tough on me. So Bradley Graybeard. Yeah. The general concept was, my wife and I waited a little longer in life than most people do to have kids. And what we realized is once you have a little one, you're going to watch the TV shows and play the songs in the car that the little one wants to hear a lot of the time to keep them happy and engaged and entertained and learning. So for us, there was a lot of Coco Melon. That's probably the main one. And my wife was at a point when my kid was only like 6 months old. She was like, dude, I can't hear another Coco Melon song. And there were a few other shows, but generally same songs. So, and we would also catch ourselves walking around work whistling, where, oh, where has my little dog gone and things like that. And you catch yourself and you're like, oh, I can't walk around work doing that. So we also had a couple of road trips to go from Texas to Florida. And those are very long road trips when you're trying to balance kids music and metal. So I thought, you know what are his favorite couple of songs? Let me record, like, essentially I want it to sound like 90s rock. Like, let me just make it sound like, like a Green Day, Nirvana, Weezer, something in that bucket. And so I did like his first 3 favorite songs and we played them to death because we just wanted to hear something with drums and guitars when we were in the car instead of, Coco Melon or Pink Fong or, you name it. So that's how it started. And then I realized that I got really good reactions. And my son, his name is Ronan, he didn't want to hear those 3 songs anymore. He wanted other songs. So you always say, no, not this one, Daddy, the other one. And so I've just been recording 2 and 3 song EPs and releasing them every few months since. We just had a release not even a week ago. I think it came out Thursday of last week. It was supposed to be released on Mother's Day, but I had some issue with DistroKid, the distributor. So it came out a few days ago. Zelda, are you familiar with the song, the Gummy Bear song?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if you haven't heard it yet, we have a Bradley Graybeard rock version, and that has become my kid's favorite song. And now I'm even tired of hearing my own version a week later. But it's fun, and there's a couple other ones in there. So if you haven't heard that yet, you might check it out it's on any of the platforms. It's everywhere. So I think that's the story. That's it. Oh, I started including my wife, and my son was actually on the very first set of recordings before he could do a whole lot of talking. So if you ever go listen to it on Spotify or whatever, you can hear him trying to sing along and keep up. Ba ba black sheep. He's in there just yelling ba ba ba, and it's adorable. It's very cute. So as he grows and matures and can talk and sing, I feature him in the recordings, so he gets involved, and then My wife helps out with vocals too, because I mean I'm not the best singer in the world. Oh, wigs are coming off. Okay, all right, wigs off. Let's get now. I was right. You're getting serious with this interview. Wigs come off and she gets serious. Okay.
Me and Dad like to switch.
Usually, but you said you didn't. You want to be daddy? Okay.
Dad. Hello.
We need to get some Zelda's World of Music hats.
Here we go.
Shirts and hats, so I can be Zelda's World, and you can be Ghost Media, and then we can switch, and you're Zelda's World.
Sure.
I need my own hat though.
You do need your own hat.
For Ghost Media Entertainment too.
We'll see what we can do.
Okay.
Ask all your normal
Normal
questions.
questions?
All your normal
Okay.
questions.
Do you have like a set list of questions?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you go for it whenever you're ready. I'll do my best.
What is your favorite song to play live?
So we haven't played any live shows with Bradley Graybeard. However, my son is at a daycare very close to us, and they do this thing called a mystery reader, where parents can sign up and go in and read to the kids, and they don't know that you're going to show up. And we've done that a few times, and we thought, and I love it. Like I love trying to be helpful and educational to kids, and just, you know, show them they're good people out in the world. So anyway, my wife and I talked about, what if we get an acoustic guitar and go in one day and play some of these songs so they can sing along. So I think we'll probably end up doing that. And honestly, I think the most fun will probably be Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. And I think that's just because that was the first song I would sing to my little dude to put him to sleep when he was a baby. So it's the first song he learned the lyrics to and can try to sing along to. And then the other one would probably be the newest one we put out, the Gummy Bear song, because I think every kid in that daycare will know that song and probably want to sing along. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
Now we need to get Zeffy in.
You want me to go get them?
Zeff.
You want me to go get your brothers? Yeah. Okay. We actually stopped live streaming on Zelda's World of Music for some reason. I think it might have been because of all the calls that came in through Facebook, and I think that's what stopped it. But we're still on YouTube. No, you can share this on your page.
True.
Yeah, let me go get your brothers.
Okay.
All right, so I can't hear everything.
Ready, not to be crazy.
So it sounds like we're bringing in the whole team, huh?
I guess so.
Okay. Well, what other questions might you have for me?
What is your favorite movie?
Oh, my favorite movie is probably not kid appropriate, but I love the movie The Ritual on Netflix. That's probably one of my favorites. And I think the reason is it's just very different. You know, like a lot of movies you see today, you can kind of predict what's going on, or the story is very similar to some other stuff. But there's kind of a scary movie called The Ritual that I like a lot. I love your haircut, dude. My son has the exact same haircut. Very cool.
Okay, so this is Zeffy.
Oh, I couldn't hear you there. What was that?
This is Zeffy.
Zeffy.
Yeah, and I have a twin.
I like it. I like the clown hat. Very good. And you guys have Dino t-shirts on?
Yeah. This is Zachary. Hi.
Hi there. What was his name? Zachary? Zachary?
Yeah, Zachary.
Zachary.
Yeah.
Well, nice to meet you guys. How are you today?
Great.
Cool. So we're doing an interview. Did you have some questions you wanted to ask?
What's your favorite band?
My favorite band is Fear Factory.
What?
Do you listen to Fear Factory?
No.
Do you know who that is?
Nope.
You don't? All right. Well, you might need to ask to listen to some Fear Factory. They're my favorite. Not everyone's cup of tea.
But who is your favorite band?
Ronnie Rocky.
Really?
Yeah. And
Can you rap as fast as he can?
Yes, he can.
Can you rap as fast as him?
You rap as fast as he can?
Really? I don't know. Can I hear it?
I don't believe him.
I don't either. I want to hear it. Can you do
He
it?
doesn't.
Why was our new mom is all the way? She's
So-
all the way in Michigan. She was
So,
sitting.
Zeffy, I heard that he is making. He made a song, and it's Gummy Bear. Can you tell him?
You made a song as Gummy Bear, and I like
You know-
Gummy Bear.
You know the Gummy Bear song?
Yeah.
He loves them.
So we did a new version of that with guitars and drums. It's a rock song now. And when we're done with the interview, you can go check it out. You can go listen to it.
Yeah, Dad will put it on.
I'll play it for you.
In here and dance.
When
In here, probably.
After you guys are done with your interview.
Yeah.
It's like,
What are you getting into?
And why do we have a new? Why do we have a new? Is that
What?
the
The mask?
no the dark thing?
here, look. Now you can. Now you can see better. When you talk, it'll have your face, and when he talks, it's his turn. But you guys are up at the top.
Next question. Are you ready for the next question?
I think I'm ready.
Okay, can we do the bear?
Yeah.
Who would win in a fight against a full-size grizzly bear and a full-size silverback gorilla?
It's a good question. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say the gorilla.
Dad facts.
You may give it fast.
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay. So we always like to give fun facts when we ask this question. So a full-size grizzly bear stands 4 feet tall when it's on all fours. When it's in like a fight mode, it gets on its hind legs. It stands anywhere from 8 to 9 feet. A full-size grizzly bear can weigh anywhere from 800 to 1,000 pounds. And then the claws the claws on a grizzly bear are anywhere from 3 to 4 inches long.
3 to 4 inches. That's massive. I didn't realize that.
Yep, and then a full-size silverback gorilla stands anywhere from 5 to 6 feet tall. They weigh anywhere from 400 to 500 pounds, but they are pure muscle.
Mhm.
They do have opposable thumbs, and they're intelligent.
Yeah. So what is that the answer, or is there? Do you know the answer?
There is no real answer because you're never going to see a grizzly bear and a gorilla fight.
All right, hold on. I have some friends at the Fort Worth Zoo. Let me call them up real quick and just see if we can
Mommy.
do some Mortal Kombat staging for these animals. I'm kidding.
Seriously?
No, no, I wouldn't do that. I'm
There's
just kidding.
spider webs everywhere.
There's spider webs everywhere.
Yeah, we're in something terrible.
Pole barn? The pole barn office?
Yeah, we're in a pole barn. We're gonna make it our office.
That's very cool.
We're actually in Michigan.
Actually, Michigan.
I heard. You just moved there, right?
Yeah, we just moved here.
How do you like it so far?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, better?
It's so much better than Columbia.
Hey.
Okay,
See something?
sure.
Like this.
What in the world is that?
You do your.
Wow. Are you a death metal vocalist? And a rapper? You got a bright future ahead of you.
He said he was a rapper.
He asked him if he could rap like Ronnie Radke. He said Ronnie Radke. What's your rapper name?
Would you all like to meet my would you like to meet my little guy?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I can bring him in. He can join us. Give me 1 sec.
He has
While he's doing
doggies.
that, why don't you talk
I'm
about?
going. You want to say hi to some people on the computer? No? Okay, all right. Yeah, come on. You can stay out there, it's fine. Yeah, mommy will help you. Let's say hi to some friends. All right, let's go sit up here and say hi to some friends.
Oh.
All right, so this is my buddy. You can tell you have some similar haircuts there. His name is Ronan.
Mine is supposed to be a mohawk.
His is
Looks like
supposed to be a
a mohawk
mohawk too.
Yeah, Ronan's is a mohawk too, but sometimes we comb it over to the side for school, and then we do a mohawk some days. So today it was combed over, and then he played rough, so it's just kind of a mess. But I thought you might like to see that because you have similar hair. Buddy, do you want to say hi? Say hi, big kids. Okay, we're gonna be quiet. Look, he's got dinos on his shirt too. Buddy, they have green dinos.
Dinos.
Oh,
We're all
You guys-
wearing dinos except for
You want
me
to
and
stand up
Mom.
and show your dino shirts? Now he's saying raw like a dino. What is a T-Rex?
hold my leg. He made it.
Good stuff. Oh, buddy, what's on her vest? What does she have on her vest?
Holy bones.
Skull and bones, yes, sir.
Skull and bones.
Yes, get you over, baby.
Stand up, stand up. He was sitting on my lap.
So Ronan likes to listen to heavy music with me too. I don't know if he has a favorite yet, but we're getting there. Yeah, that's the hair.
That was me.
Zeffy also likes the he likes pirate ships, so he likes the ones with a ship that put to sea. Yep.
Yeah, Ronan is into ships.
Well,
And,
man.
do you want to wear that? No? Look, does he have on a silly wig too? He's wearing the clown hair. Is that fun? Yeah, say fun hair. All right, so what's next? What other questions do you have? No, I want to wear them.
No.
He does not want me to wear glasses. That's okay. You want to go back out and watch your show?
Daddy, watch.
You want to stay here? Okay.
Daddy.
All right. What's your next question for me?
What is your favorite video game to play?
Video game? Mortal Kombat. Easy. Mortal Kombat has been my favorite probably since I was your age or younger. Are you all familiar with Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, my mom and my older brother Zeke plays it sometimes.
Yeah, it's fun. There's a new one coming out. I just found out. Hey, but no. There's a new one coming out in a few months, so I can't wait. My son's favorite game though is Rocket League. You all know that one?
What?
Rocket League? Are you familiar with that game?
Can turn it on, Daddy.
Rocket League with the little cars.
The what? Oh yeah.
So my son loves that. He calls it Cars every day when he comes home from daycare.
Cars.
Daddy, can we play Cars? I want to watch Cars on TV. So we have fun with Rocket League, and then when Mortal Kombat comes out, I love playing the new Mortal Kombat games. What's your favorite game?
My favorite game? Zeffy, go ahead.
I would say my son.
You like your what?
No, he thinks Mickey's his son.
My favorite video game to play is Is it gray? No.
Mom.
Oh, Animal Crossing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a fun one. I haven't played it, but I've watched people play it.
Can I tell him my favorite video game, which I won 100 times? My favorite video game is
If you won it 100 times, you would know what it is. You silly dude.
I forgot the car one. No. I like the car one so much because it's like totally Mario. Yeah.
Which one? Do you have the
Mario.
Mario that you
I
like?
won it 100 times. Stop.
Which one? Which Mario?
My favorite game is the tar game.
The guitar game?
Guitar game.
Rock Hero?
Guitar
uh,
Hero.
Guitar Hero, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I also like Guitar Hero.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Mom, can we play Guitar Hero tonight?
Yeah.
Mom, later tonight, can we play Guitar Hero?
Can I play it too?
You're not interviewing me, stop asking me questions.
There also is a choice. You can also pick board games.
Yeah, our
So
she has board games.
so what is also your favorite board game to play?
Favorite board game? Probably Risk. I think I like Risk. That's probably not one of the most popular ones, but I like Risk because of the strategy. Do you all know what Risk is?
No.
You have armies and you try to take over the world. And I like that one. That's fun.
I like the board game. I like Monopoly.
Monopoly is a good one. That's another one that takes some strategy, right?
I've heard him in SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Is that a game? Is there a SpongeBob game?
No, I don't think so.
Missouri does.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah.
What is next?
It's on videos.
Yeah,
Is that a game?
that's Life 360.
I love Life 360.
On YouTube. How do you prefer your nachos?
One more time.
How do you prefer your nachos?
Oh, well, I love Doritos over your standard nachos. So if I got a choice, it would be Doritos. And I want everything dumped on them except for jalapenos, unless all the heat is grilled out, because I'm kind of a wimp when it comes to hot food. So if you take the jalapenos out, but you dump meat and cheese and sour cream and tomatoes and whatever, I love them. But it's got to be Doritos.
I got a new question, Dad.
What's the new question?
What's your favorite kind of chips?
Ooh, that's a good question.
So what about the three of you? What's your favorite kind of chips?
Huh.
At our mom's photo.
So actually, at Lily's house, there was this jalapeno, like little popcorn. I like this.
Jalapeno little popcorn?
Yeah.
Was it popcorn just jalapeno flavored?
Yeah. It's actually good. I was like, that was probably actually the first time I've ever tried something.
Do you know what my favorite chips are?
What?
The Harvest Cheddar Sun Chips.
Yes.
Those are good. Good
Yes.
stuff.
And barbecue chips, because my first one was not really chips. It was popcorn.
Close enough.
It was popcorn.
Yeah.
What's your favorite chips?
Doritos by a long shot. The regular, not the ranch, not the spicy, just regular Doritos. Oh, I eat way too many of those if they're in front of me. Too many for sure.
Eat the whole bag before you know they're even gone.
Yep.
It kind of depends what kind of Doritos there is. Like spicy, I'll try like one chip. Ranch, probably like 5. And then Doritos, probably like half of the bag.
Yep. Same here.
It
Now,
looks
you
like-
asked me about nachos. Have you ever tried Doritos as nachos with all the stuff on them?
No.
Life changing. You got to give it a shot.
Dorito.
She likes to ask that question because we interviewed Orion Stevens from
And Dying Arms, and he brought up breakfast nachos.
I have never had breakfast nachos.
It's like a burrito, like a breakfast burrito, but like this chips instead of the tortilla.
Yeah. So
That sounds delicious.
he puts like the chorizo and eggs and sausage and
Bacon.
bacon.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I do a lot of barbecue. I enjoy smoking meats, so I could probably work in some I don't know why I've never done this. I've never smoked like a brisket and then put it in nachos. I got to give that a shot too.
Sounds wonderful.
I'll tell you what I really want to do now is just eat a whole bunch of different types of nachos. That's what you've made me want to do.
This is just making me hungry for cake.
Yep, same here.
I got another.
Okay.
What's your favorite type of cake?
Cake?
Yeah, cake.
I'm going to give you two answers. So the one that I eat more often is actually a cobbler. But I went to my first like brisket class, like smoked meats class, about probably 4 years ago. Someone bought it for me as a gift. And I went and I learned all about how to smoke meats on a smoker. But they said, hey, we're going to throw in an extra and teach you a dessert. And a cobbler is basically a couple of ingredients. It's like 3 or 4 ingredients, but the majority of it is cake. And there's some fruit in there. So using the cake mix and cobbler, it's very easy and it tastes wonderful when you smoke it on a grill. So that's probably my first. And that would be like a white or yellow cake mix with some other stuff. If we're going for actual traditional cake, I love red velvet cake with the cream cheese frosting, which again is a very healthy choice. Delicious though.
I don't eat chocolate.
He hates chocolate. Absolutely hates chocolate.
You know what?
Cake, unless that one cake. Except for that one cake.
Well,
His birthday cake.
So-
It was like rich chocolate. though.
so I don't like chocolate, but I like cosmic brownies.
Okay, that makes sense. I get that.
So this
I'm a big fan of zebra cakes myself. So zebra cakes would probably be my third favorite type of cake.
Zebra cakes and all that.
No.
Cosmic brownies.
No, the cake tasted like the cosmic brownies.
Yeah.
So I ate it.
So that's why you liked it. You know, something weird about me, I don't like chocolate ice cream. Like if you hand me a piece of chocolate, I love it. But chocolate ice cream, I don't really care for it.
Yeah, people ask what your favorite ice cream is, and I usually say vanilla, and they're like, that's not it.
That's boring. That's
not-
boring.
But like you throw in like peanut butter, like a peanut butter swirl, or like the little Reese's cups.
Oh yeah, that'll dress it right up.
Yeah, makes a big difference.
Some
the-
sprinkle.
But we'll get like the Reese's cup ice cream, and it'll have the fudge chunks in it, and I will eat it.
Oh yeah, that's some good stuff.
No, it's chocolate.
Oh yeah.
But you got time for one more question.
One more question.
Gotta make it a good one. Wait, before we do that, do you feel like it's time to put wigs back on for the final question?
If he took my wig.
Did he take off with you?
Okay, if the wig's all gone, I guess we'll leave the wig off. We'll stay serious.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Wait
You
now.
got your pirate vest on, so that's a plus.
Okay, today. Oh.
All right. Throw it at me. What's that last? Oh wait, what are we doing? Okay, so not quite the wig. Hold on, I got something goofy I can get, I think.
You got the baby bop in there.
Oh, you got baby bot.
Well, I had a really fun mask and I don't know, I think my kid walked away with it. All right, well, I'll put on the wig. We'll do the wig again. There we go. We had a 90s day at work a few years ago. So this used to be a Kurt Cobain wig. Not so much these days. All right, there we go. I feel like I'm looking good. Let's go for it.
What other questions do I have?
One of our new questions that we really like comes from my friend Bill Blonde. And the question is, if you could infiltrate a fortune cookie factory and put one fortune inside of a cookie
What would
to
it
be
be?
spread across the world,
What would it
what
be?
would it be? What
It
would
would
that
be
fortune be?
it would be the secret of life,
So 40
as I
is the
understand-
number 42.
as I understand it anyhow. So the secret of life, I think that transcends, in my opinion, right? So don't take me super seriously. Transcends like different beliefs and cultures and religions and things like that. I think is have a good one, right? If you do all the things that you believe are good and you have a good life, I think that's the secret of life. Treat other people well, do your best to have a good one. That would be what I would put in fortune cookies. The secret of life is just to have a good one.
I have to go potty.
Now that's not a question. It was very nice to meet you. Thank you for having me on your show. All right, good talk.
She's still running away. She turned around and looked like, what?
That's
But no,
all good.
we appreciate you coming on. We appreciate your patience with us. Well, I don't know, because I talk funny sometimes. Leave me alone, you weirdo. But yeah, we just appreciate your patience with us, being a day late than what we had scheduled. And
But we still have fun.
We did.
We
We
always
had a
have
good
fun.
time. We got to wear wigs and share some stories about nachos. We talked about some music here and there. That was pretty cool too.
I got
Yeah, it's been great. No worries at all about the reschedule. This worked better for me anyhow. I appreciate the two of you showing interest in the stuff I have going on and involving me. And I would suggest like we stay connected, and when there are things that pop up that I can share that'll create awareness, like with the charity, please let me know, and I'll be happy to share as much as I can and create awareness.
For sure. We appreciate you letting us split. I know that the first half of it we lost, but I mean, we still got it on YouTube here, so that's
Yeah,
that's a
we got some
plus.
good stuff one way or another, right?
For sure. But you go ahead and have a wonderful night. Thanks for coming on, and I'll throw you a friend request so we can stay connected, and we'll go from there.
All right, sounds great. You two have a wonderful evening. And
You
tell the
too.
little guys I said thanks so much for joining.
Well, we will. We will. You take care.